What is up? What is up? We are back in black in the building. Shit, we back like a son of a bitch. But anyway, man, there's so much shit going on. Man. We got a lot. Oh, I'm just taking my. Okay, there we go. But yeah, man, we got a lot of shit to discuss, man. Shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation right now, man. You already know what it is. I don't got long, man. I'm about to jump on this real quick. If you out there telling on motherfuckers, I don't know what to tell you. You know, unless they paying you billions of dollars to be telling on niggas, but I guess. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. All the people that you already know what the fuck is going on. You know what it is, you know what it ain't. Man, we got a lot to discuss. We about to get into it. While motherfuckers is trying to fight each other, the law enforcement, these police officers, like, just kill a nigga. Again, I don't care if the nigga is non-FBA or if he's FBA. This is exactly why, if you are not from this country and you come over here and you look at niggas upside their head and you black and you come over here and act a fool, nigga, the police gonna kill you too. And this is why our African brothers and sisters need to understand what the fuck we've been trying to say the last couple of years. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna talk about how it relates to the Court Plantation. Shout out to my brother Dave from No Compromise. We wasn't able, my brother's busy handling business, so we wasn't really able to get that Twitter space together like I wanted to, but we're gonna try to work on it next week. So it's all good. I'm about to get into it right now. Shout out to everybody out there, Tasha, Shawnee, everybody out there, man. Y'all already know Erica. Hey, y'all already know what the fuck it is. 066 Screwhead. You know what it is, man. You know what it ain't. Let's get into it, man. We about to handle business, man. Sometimes on this shit, I be like, God damn. But here, let's get into it. Yeah, man, it was a brother, man. He got pulled over by the police, and it's frightening, man. And see, this is exactly, I watched this other video. It was a sister. She was going off on these police officers because they had her kids hemmed up in the police car. And she basically was like, you punk motherfuckers got my kids locked up like they criminals and they kids and they fucking crying. Do y'all do this shit in y'all neighborhood? This is what I mean. I know we don't want to be cops, but if we we need to get some more black folk as police officers. And they need to patrol the neighborhoods, man, because this shit is ridiculous. It is clearly being shown that the dominant society, we're a threat to them. And they don't know how to deal with us, and they don't know how to de-escalate situations. It's so funny, because I'm going to liken that to the corporate plantation. They always telling you to de-escalate shit, and all this other shit. And it's about the customer and de-escalate and all this other shit. And any corporate plantation you deal with, if you're dealing with any type of corporate plantation setting, they always teach that mantra of, de-escalating situations between co-workers and all this other shit. When y'all can't even de-escalate your own situation that y'all have going on. So how the fuck can y'all be the moral compass of a black folk in general? And I watched it. It was on Twitter. I watched the real motherfucking video. Clearly, he wanted to kill him anyway because the motherfucker grabbed the taser, so he wanted to kill him because that's already embedded in them. And I don't give a fuck about no Supreme Court mammy. She ain't gonna look in the shit. She don't care. Joe Biden ain't gonna look in the shit. He don't care. The Republicans ain't gonna look in the shit. They don't care. You know what they care? When niggas stop participating in this vote scam and niggas be like, I'm not voting for shit until y'all do what the fuck we need y'all to do for us. Then motherfuckers will be like, all right, man, maybe we should start giving them a bone. But until then, y'all silly Simon ass niggas that want to go out there and be vote for motherfuckers, man, y'all niggas is on y'all own with that shit. That's real. And the reason why I say that is because, like, man, we got to start waking up and understand what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? And I'm just speaking my piece on it, man, because it's like, I'm still not desensitized to it. You got Alton Sterling, you got Mike Brown, you got all these black folk that just get murdered with impunity. You know what I mean? And wrestling, I would prefer we don't even wrestle with these people and tangle and just, man, because they're going to kill you. They have the license to kill you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. You know what's going to start happening? You know what needs to start happening? See, it's so funny how they'll kill a fucking civilian and then they won't release the name of the police. And then they don't release the footage until they go over the shit. But somebody who was videotaping that shit, it looked like a movie. At first I was like, what the fuck is this? But then he straight shot him. Then he was like, get away, get away. He was like, he all out of breath. And I'm like, see, you don't even need to be no police officer. And to me, a lot of these white boys that are police officers, they are failed agents of the system of racism and white supremacy. And when I mean failed, they failed at sports, they failed at economics, they failed at education. So they're at the bottom barrel of the dominant society. And that's why, they're police officers. They know a lot of these police officers, they ain't got shit going on. They couldn't get no bitches in high school. They probably couldn't fuck no bitches in college. They're like, fuck it, I'm about to be a cop. Now I get paid to go kill niggas. Because that's what a lot of them thinking. If you don't think it ain't no gangs within the police department, y'all niggas done lost y'all fucking mind. I was watching this thing on Law and Order, in the criminal Law and Order, whatever, and I got to rewatch it again because I fell asleep, and it was talking about how there's gangs within the police department and racketeering and all this other shit. And that's the one thing about Law and Order. Law and Order is a little cheesy and corny, but some of the shit they be having on there be real shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just fascinates me every time I see some shit like this. We got to start educating each other about, hey, man, when you go outside, man, you're not safe. I do too, man. I always notice my surroundings, everything. I'm always looking in the rearview mirror when I'm going places. I don't like to have people in my car like that because, you're already a threat anyway, no matter who you are and how it is. And that shit goes on out here in Las Vegas, Nevada too. They just keep it concealed. They be roughing up niggas and doing bullshit to niggas. Like a nigga, I remember a motherfucker that worked for the gang unit out. He was like, man, you ever thought about being gang unit? I was like, man, I'll be the most corrupt motherfucking police. I would be taking bribes, fucking hoes on the job. I'd be doing, he was like, man, you can't. Well, I'm just telling you the truth. You don't want me to be no motherfucking police officer. Niggas would be like, oh yeah, that nigga won, yeah, because the first motherfuckers I'll be going to the real motherfuckers. Not no niggas. See, that's the problem with black folk. You want to go for the niggas. That's low-hanging fruit. Why don't you go for all these other racial groups that be out there dicking around and fucking over your people? You know what I'm saying? As you go to the west side, the historic west side of Las Vegas, Nevada, and they're doing their damned very best to gentrify that neighborhood. And black folk don't even see it. Motherfuckers just still going to the McDonald's and still going to the Jack and the Crack and still going to Mario's and thinking, no, they're not going to do that. Okay. I'm not black, I'm OJ. You gonna look up, the Jets gonna be tore down. They're gonna put public housing there for elderly people. Then before you know it, the Post, that whole little area, they're gonna tear that shit down and put some white shit there. Then Villa Capri, all that shit that's on the west side gonna get torn down. I'm talking to my Las Vegas brothers and sisters. And then it's gonna be white people over there And then when the white people over there, then motherfuckers gonna be wanting to march, want to repeat, and act like, oh my God, they doing injustice. But we need to get on it right now. This is what Dr. Clyde Anderson was talking about, leveraging your vote and not just letting motherfuckers do whatever the fuck they want to do. So look, man, I'm about to play this video, and I just want y'all to listen to this. I'm gonna play this video before I get the fuck up out of here, because I ain't gonna be on here long, because this shit just gonna irritate me, because this shit get old, for real. For real. This shit get real old. Hopefully they play the video. All right, here we go. Let's see if they play it.
Hey guys, we are giving out a...
Yeah, but we not doing no fucking commercials. I can't stand when they do that shit, man. Skip through the fucking... There we go.
This is the moment a traffic stop took a deadly turn. After calls for transparency, Grand Rapids police are releasing several videos showing the moments leading up to and after a Grand Rapids police officer shot and killed Patrick Lyoya.
Let's walk you through it. The disturbing video shows the officer initiating a traffic stop last Monday morning near the corner of Griggs Street and Nelson Avenue in Grand Rapids. Patrick comes to a complete stop and exits the car. In the video, you can hear the officer telling him to get back in the car, then asks Patrick if he has a driver's license. When Patrick tries to walk away, the officer and Patrick get into a scuffle and end up in the grass, as you can see in the video here. The officer can be heard shouting at Patrick several times to let go of his taser. At one point, you can hear the taser deploy, but police say it did not make contact with Patrick. The video then shows the officer on top of Patrick's back, Patrick facing down. As the two continue to struggle, the officer then pulls out his firearm and shoots Patrick in the back of the head, killing him.
The video now sparking outrage within the community. Hundreds hit the streets of Grand
In the back of the head, though.
Rapids last night in a peaceful protest, chanting Patrick's name and calling for action. There are also calls for the officer to be arrested and charged. And Emily, we're still...
That was a vigilante act. You shot him in the back of the head. That was cowardly, but the majority of these police, they're scary cowards. That's why you shouldn't even be a police officer, but you are the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the dominant society. You're not, if you watch the Game of Thrones, you're not the Lannisters. you're not you're the Starks. No, you're not even the Starks, because the Starks had principle and honor, and they had integrity. You're not the house, was it the House of Tyrell? No, you're not them. You're not none of them. You the motherfuckers that's guarding the gate that the Lannisters never gave a fuck about. You'd have to go watch the Game of Thrones to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because Lannisters treat everybody like shit. Lannisters is the dominant white society. Those are the motherfucking wealthy motherfuckers, really. And really, they weren't really wealthy. They just knew how to move in and out of that system and rule with absolute power. And you, the motherfuckers at the gate, guarding the gate for the Lannisters. That's who the police are, especially the dominant society motherfuckers. They not there to make no change in the neighborhood. They there to be policing niggas. Because that makes them feel good at night. That they, as long as, and that's how racism works too. As long as the wealthy white man can convince the poorest white man he better than a nigga, he's done his job. That's why most white folk, they want to be all buddy and be cool with you. And then when they get on that dominant society job, they turn into one of them, and they don't see you as equal, and don't let you be ahead of them or be a supervisor. Oh shit, they can't deal with themselves. Them motherfuckers, they'll be killing themselves. If they woke up tomorrow and say, okay, not only we're gonna give black folk, foundational black Americans, we're gonna start off with 20 trillion. So foundational black Americans, you'll be getting $20 trillion. A lot of white folk will be jumping out of buildings and killing themselves because they'll be like, because that's what they loathe. If they could just come to work and tell a nigga what to do, they've done their job. And for the police department, if they could just shoot a nigga and rough up a nigga, they've done their job. You want me to think that they have a moral compass? Please stop.
Waiting to see if that will happen.
That's right. As the community continues to demand justice and answers, law experts explain these sorts of things come with time, leaving many wondering what happens next. 13 on your side's Joshua Vincent joins us live this morning. He's downtown with what we're learning next. Good morning, Josh.
Emily, the entire world saw that deadly police shooting video taking place right here in Grand Rapids, leaving the city on edge. And you can see an example of that by looking at this barricade right in front of police headquarters in downtown. And, you know, despite everyone being upset and rising frustrations mounting, members of the community let their voices be heard, yet remain peaceful. So the question is, what happens next. The Kent County Prosecuting Attorney's Office said Michigan State Police is conducting its independent investigation, and it
meaning white people investigating other white people. That's what it means. So remember I told you we were gonna tie it on to the court plantation? So that means if a white person calls you a nigga at the job and you go to human resources is dominant society. I don't care what black person they put in that type of mold where you like, oh, it's a black person running. That black person is gonna adhere to the dominant society. So it's going to be white people investigating another white person. And depending on how that white person that's investigating feels about black people is going to determine the outcome. Look at Kendrick Johnson. That FBI guy whose kids killed that brother was going around intimidating other witnesses and other people that knew they had issues. You're not supposed to do that. That's obstruction of justice. You're not supposed to be going around intimidating other witnesses and, I'm an FBI, but this is the type of shit that goes on with the dominant society. It's just like working at the court plantation. You be a whistleblower or go to human resources and say, hey, man, this vice president called me a nigga. What do you think the outcome is going to be? What do you think the outcome is going to be? That's going to be white people investigating white people. And your ass is going to be the odd man out because they're the dominant society and they rule and they dominate 9 areas of people activity, and they dominate education, entertainment, labor, law, labor. So if they dominate labor, the workforce, then it's not going to be in your favor. And I ain't trying to rhyme or any of that shit.
Will not be able to review the case until all of the evidence provided by MSP is released. We reached out to state police, who say there is no timeline or timetable for when its investigation will be complete. And remember, as of last check, they still have not interviewed that officer or explained why. Law experts we spoke to say these investigations take time, even though the community want answers right now.
While everybody wants answers and justice now, I think it's important that these agencies take the time they need to so that...
This is a white bitch trying to tell us the legal system and using jargon. Bitch, just get off the... This is what I mean. Just stop it already. Niggas are not dumb. We just watched the video. You can say all this bullshit you want about, oh, it's important that they take. What time do you need? I bet, look, they didn't take no time to find that nigga that was shooting in that subway now, did they? They found that nigga ASAP. 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 Nigga, they didn't have no time. Oh, nigga want to be shooting in the subway? Oh, shit, man. Go get that nigga. Just like in the Matrix. They had no problem getting that nigga and putting all his shit out there. But now, since the police officer, oh, it's going to take some time. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Nobody can say in the future this was a rush job. What this is going to come down to is, even though there was a protracted struggle and Mr. Lyoya apparently reached for a taser.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you shoot him in the back of the head. That's murder. You shot him in the back of the head. Stop.
What's going to matter is that seconds before decision where the officer ultimately pulled his gun out and shot Mr. Lyoya.
She also says in cases with this amount of attention, it's typical to not have the officer's name to be released. Now, it is worth noting, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump said yesterday that he will be here in Grand Rapids. He represents the family, and he will be joining Detroit area defense attorney Vin Johnson. He also joined the legal team for the Lyoya family. So they'll have a press conference later on this afternoon. Stick with 13 on your side. We're definitely going to bring that to you live and on air. We're live outside the we're live here at the police station this morning. Joshua Vincent, 13 on your side.
That nigga's so busy trying to rush and get off the air, he forgot where he was at. We're live at the, where I'm at? Oh, shit.
Josh, thank you. The Grand Rapids chapter of the NAACP is calling the entire interaction an unnecessary and excessive use of deadly force.
And they are calling for the officer involved to be fired. Grand Rapids NAACP President Clete Jackson says this video should have been released sooner. And while the name of the officer has yet to be released, the NAACP's legal counsel for public safety believes Chief Eric Winstrom has enough evidence to fire the officer.
Yep.
And in our opinion, it was just straight up murder. With him being new, I think this could be a good opportunity for him to set a good foot forward with the community and show them that he really supports the community.
Yeah, but he's a white bald-head motherfucker that don't. First of all, he's white and bald-head. He's not serving the community. That's let's get that out there too. He's part of the dominant society that look like them. He don't give a fuck about serving the community. That's some bullshit.
More than this toxic police culture of the Grand Rapids Police Department.
The Grand Rapids NAACP is also calling this fatal shooting the result of a system rooted in anti-blackness. In addition to releasing the video, Leoya's family is asking authorities to allow an independent...
And you see how they got that anti-blackness. I like how they stole Tariq's talking point. The first person I've heard it from a little bit from Dr. Claude Anderson, but I heard it a lot from Tariq Nasheed. Anti-black, anti-black, anti-black rhetoric, anti-black. Now all of a sudden the news is saying anti-black. Boy, and what is it? NAACP used that rhetoric. Oh, it's full of anti-black behavior. Man, nigga, what? But when niggas was first saying that, oh, they're anti-black. Oh man, you being divisive. Now you got niggas using it because you know niggas are waking up.
Autopsy. And the Kent County Medical Examiner is responding to that request. Stephen Cole is saying he completed Leoya's autopsy on April 4th and will cooperate with any board-certified forensics pathologist to do an independent autopsy. He also says he notified Patrick's family that his body is available for release to a funeral home. And again, later this afternoon, we expect to hear from the Leoya family attorneys Ben Crump and Vin Johnson.
Oh, we already know what Ben Crump going to say. This was not good for the community. That officer should be rewarded. I mean, fired. You know how his ass be talking. But anyway, man, look, y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't, man. Look, just go look at it for his name. His name is Patrick Leoya, or whatever the fuck his name was. R.I.P. to that brother, man, whether he's foundational Black American or not. That's fucked up. That nigga got shot in the back of the head. God damn. So hey man, that's just something you need to look at and pay attention to. Hey, no compromise. Let's try to get something going next week, man. We're gonna get something going next week, and I'm gonna holler at my other bros, the real one too, so we can get that. I want to get this discussion going and continue where we left off. But hey, everybody else, you already know what it is, you know what it ain't. Hey man, I got shit to do, and if you don't, that sounds like it's on you. My nigga, I'm out. Guilty nigga. Peace.